Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex, if you don't know, and I've been away for a little bit. Some stuff happened and I don't want to get into it, but yeah. Anyways, if you're new here, first of all, I have some new subscribers. Thank all of you for subscribing. You guys are the best, and I genuinely appreciate your support very much. Thank you for clicking the red subscribe button. It means a lot to me. But if you are new to the channel and you are a new viewer, welcome. I'm Alex and I have an Integra. I'm still deciding a name for her. I think I decided on Tatiana the Teggy, but work in progress. I still need a name for her, but I do like Tatiana. Throwing out the window. Throwing it out there. But I'm not here to talk about my pride and joy, my 96 Integra. That's not what I'm here to talk about. A couple weeks ago, you may have seen the new Integra. First off, wow. That's definitely something. I can't even look at it. Oh my god. Now, okay. I will say a couple things, to be fair. Okay. To be fair, I personally like the 2-door Integra more than the 4-door Integra, right? I just think the 2-door looks much better. Now, maybe the same thing could happen with the prototype. The 2-door looks much better, because they did only release the 4-door prototype. So, maybe there's a 2-door out the market that they're not showing it because, they want to generate the hype. Although the hype, in this case, seems to be them kind of shooting themselves in the foot by calling a performance. I don't know. The car just doesn't look like sporty at all, if you get where I'm going. It just doesn't have that vibe to it, in my opinion. Like, you look at the 96 Integra, the one I have, or even anyone before that, they're all kind of small, they're nimble, they're agile, they have decent amount of power. I can't say the same for mine. I think mine's lost some power, right? It's like 20 years old. But I mean, you look at an old Integra, they're compact, they're nimble, they have that kind of sporty look to it. I look at this new one, I just think of soccer moms, like, if I'm totally honest with you. I just don't get that same vibe from it, and it doesn't have that iconic look. It has the name on it, but that's like the only connection it has to the DC2, and as much as I hate to say the RSX. I personally am not a big fan of the RSX, but it is an Integra, so I'm like, okay, sure, Integra. But I'm not the biggest fan of the RSX, but I mean, come on, even that looks more like an Integra than this freaking new prototype. Okay, I mean, it has Civic Si engine, which I think that's how the Type R was made. I think that's how the Type R came back in '96. Don't quote me on that. I do know it came with a VTEC, and like the Integra is like loosely based on the Civic, if I'm correctly. I mean, if you want to quote me, I call my Integra the bougie Civic or the ghetto S2000. Pick your poison, which one it is. But I don't know. I look at the new Integra. I mean, I guess the only thing that really has connecting it to its past is the name and the color from the prototype. Championship, I think it was Phoenix Yellow and Championship White for the Type R when it came out. And then the name. And then probably the engine, which I don't know how a 4-cylinder is going to power that car. It's so big. But, Honda maybe has something up their butts, right? I don't know. Personally, I think you can tell I'm not the biggest fan of it. It just doesn't have that Integra vibe, if that makes sense. It doesn't have that like feel. It doesn't have that look to it. It just looks like any other Acura. It just looks like, one your parents buy because they want a luxury Honda and they buy an Acura. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that vibe that's attracted to like young people. It just has that look of something for like parents and stuff. Like, I imagine a soccer mom using this more than like a tuner. You know what I mean? It's not a car that people will buy because of its performance, I guess you can say. It doesn't have that look, right? If you look at the old Integras, they all have that look. I mean, sure, they're all kind of crappy looking now, and they look kind of dated, but still, they had that kind of design to them that incited, sportiness, right? Like, you look at an NSX and an Integra from the 90s, and you look at the new Integra, the comparison isn't there, right? Even from the concept photos, right? One of them kind of has a hatchback, right? And I'm assuming that's the new. Nope, never mind. That's the 4-door. Now, okay. Am I wrong for saying a four-door cannot be sporty? Yes, I am wrong for saying that. I'm pretty sure some rally cars are four doors, right? I think the Ford Focus is one that comes to mind, right? So am I wrong? Could I be proven wrong for saying this isn't a sporty car? Yes. And I would really want to be proven wrong about that because this is honestly a car I'm excited about. But how it looks and what it's being touted as is not the same thing. And that's what kind of, what kind of ruffles my feathers, I guess you could say. Thanksgiving pun. Ah! But no. That was so bad. But no. I can't blame car companies for trying to remake cars. I think every car that has came out in recent years, resurrecting a name, has been kind of a flop. You know what I mean? I think the Supra, right? Kind of, kind of a flop to some people. There are still people calling it a BMW, which, okay, sure. You know what? I mean, I get it, but it's just kind of like, okay. The NSX, which I think was pretty successful, but it's just too expensive for what it is. So I'll give the NSX like a pseudo pass. Like it kind of did its goal, but not really. And then I think the new WRX kind of looks like an old Pontiac Aztec, which not resurrected, but they're revamping. I think I should call this the revamping of classics, right? The WRX I think kind of looks like an Aztec, if I'm totally honest with you. 2022 BRZ, I don't hate it, but it just, I don't know, I don't know why, whenever I see a 2022 BRZ, I don't know what it is, I think of, I don't know why, but the front end, I don't know, it looks cool, I guess, it looks, for what it is, it looks good, but it's okay. I mean, I don't hate it, right? But I don't own a BRZ, so for me to say this is kind of pointless. I don't own any of the cars either, but this is just my opinion, right? But I mean the GR86 BRZ is okay. I think the 400Z is coming out soon, which I mean, that car is okay. It kind of has I think it's the 280Z kind of vibe to it, which I can buy into. It doesn't look too bad. And then you get to the Integra, which is the biggest change of the bunch, right? At least the cars I mentioned before, they had the same vibe, right? They all had the same design language. They all had the same goal of being, performance oriented, and somebody just drove by. Thank you. We're all very proud of you. But all the other cars that I mentioned before the Integra, they all at least kind of stay to their roots. You know what I mean? The new Supra has performance in mind. Drifters are taking it and, stuffing, 2 JZs in there and, whatnot, right? The BRZ is still the same kind of car. Small, nimble, 2-door, right? I don't know I think it's a 4-cylinder, a 4-banger. Don't quote me. The WRX, which everybody clowned. Yeah, that. I think it still maintains the same, No, it is not. It is kind of an SUV now. I mean, WRX kind of strayed from it a little bit. But the WRX was always a 4-door, so, I don't know how this will pan out in the future for Subaru, but it doesn't look as good as it did before, I'll put it that way. The Integra is the only one that I really cannot see being a sports car because of the way it looks. I'm going to be totally honest with you. But I don't want to be hasty, judge a book by its cover, but it really does have that vibe to it of not having that kind of look. You know what I mean? It just doesn't settle that itch in me, if that makes sense. And am I disappointed with how it looks compared to that rendered image of the back end of the car? I'll put a picture up. I'll put a picture somewhere. Yeah, it does. It doesn't live up to that expectation, right? It just doesn't do it for me. It's not the car that people envision, right? I mean, some of the renders, I'll put another picture, the one right here, right? I mean, look at this. This is so beautiful. This is what an Integra should have been, clean, sporty looking, sleek. This is cool. But then we get the new Integra, which kind of looks like a mom car. Now, like I said earlier, this is only a 4-door, so maybe Acura is planning on making a 2-door. But, I mean, honestly, people have been clowning this as a Genesis, which I see. I'm not going to lie, I see it. Okay. They're not wrong, okay? It does look like a Genesis, okay? I mean, come on, really? It does. You can't deny it. It has a pretty similar shape. But do I hate it? Yeah. I don't really particularly like it that much. I don't. It just looks like any other Acura, and that's my problem with it. You know, the Integra and the NSX, when it came out, they were like, you know, Acura's like, it was them Halo cars, right? They were the cars that set Acura in motion for what they are today, right? And of course, you know, changing times, and you know, Acura's also supposed to be Honda's luxury brand. Well, now I get that, but when these two launched in the 90s, like, they were pretty awesome cars. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I would have loved to have been alive in the 90s when these cars launched. Okay, I'm 20 right now, so do the math. But they just, I am disappointed. I won't say. Okay, let me rephrase this. I won't say I hate it. I think I'll say I'm disappointed that this is what they've chosen to do with the Integra, based on prototype images. And let it be known, I do want to be proven wrong about this car. I do want more to come out of this, okay? This is only a 4-door. I want a 2-door. And if they come out with a 2-door and it looks the same, then I think if we start kind of, you know, criticizing it, then I'd be more okay with it. But those are my thoughts on the new 2022 Integra. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but you know what? That's the path Acura is going with, and that's what they've chosen to do with the car. So, if this is what they go with, then I guess we're gonna have to live with it. But I really do hope Acura do make a 2-door version of the iconic Integra. But I don't know, the camera kind of cut off a little bit earlier there. But yeah, I just hope they bring back the 2-door. That's my only 2 cents on the thought. And if they do bring the 2-door, hopefully it looks as good as said 96 DC2 Integra. But if you like today's video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos with your friends. It would help me out a lot. Hopefully I get some free time coming up soon. I'm about to go on winter break, so hopefully my videos can come out a little better. But that's it for today. If you haven't already, please consider clicking subscribing down below. I'm not pointing at my balls. I'm not pointing there. But if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I will see you guys the next time I make a video. And hopefully it is about the Integra or something related to it. But that's all for today. I will see you guys soon. See you guys then.